It's the Illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. We're doing it's a Sober Wednesday here, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna plug in. We're gonna do our thing. I'm out here at the pump track, so we're doing an actual remote version of this whole thing and hiding in plain view, so to speak, right? So let's get our sobriety on and see how we're all doing today. And let me see, anyone on the chat? I just want to make sure the chat's working and this. Okay, there we go. All right, we're working here on another Sober Wednesday. So remember, this is a stream dedicated to those who suffer. And a lot of people are suffering in a lot of different ways right now, especially if you're across the Pacific and you're locked in. Depression's a real thing. Suicidal thoughts are a real thing. Alcoholism's real. Overeating's real. Bad relationships are real. Fear is real. All of these things are debilitating. And why are they debilitating? Because they're preventing us from getting closer to God. So our goal here on Sober Wednesdays is to provide a place where people can safely come and express their need for help or listen for a solution, and basically get out of their head for an hour. I don't know if we're going to be here for a full hour, but we're gonna fully try. All right, Brendo, thank you. Let me see. You sent me. I see on Instagram. However, it didn't seem active. If you're able to, Instagram. Okay, I'll go check that out. Yo. So Brendo, thank you. So again, this thing is if you don't want to get sober, you're not suffering in any way, dude, we just ask you that you kind of keep the chat open to those who are and be respectful, because we're trying to give back here, dude. It's there's a lot going on here. So generally speaking, we open up with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference. That's huge, dude. And so we go from there. I forgot my glasses, but generally speaking, we read chapter 5 of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, because I'm an alcoholic. So that's my touchstone to spiritual growth, if you will. They say that pain is the touchstone to spiritual growth. So whatever your pain is, use that as your avenue. The 12 steps, Alcoholics Anonymous, you can apply everything here to whatever problem that you have. Day 17, kind of tweaking, but that's it. Take it one day at a time, Brendo. 17, you're huge. 2 weeks plus deep. We just keep moving forward. And it's recommended that you get with a fellowship, a group of people that speak your language, that you can talk to, that you can confide in, that know what it is that you're going through. So with that said, it's like I said, this is a template for a solution, a path forward. If alcohol's not your drug of choice, it's food, it's sex, it's gambling, it's debt, you can just kind of replace the word alcohol and go from there, dude. So chapter 5, how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to the simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we're like now. If you've decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. At some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. There is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measured availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of characters. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would if he were sought. Amen. Let me just go see where Owl's at. All right, he's off shredding. Okay, so normally I do it with kind of a monologue to open, and I don't know. So why don't I do it with this? Why don't you out there ask me what I can do for you, right? What is it that I can share with you that will help you today? I mean, depression, eat, all of it. Do whatever's making you suffer. Why don't you guys take the all right. So Zachary Mackin, dude, you're out of here, dude. You've officially been deleted from this channel. How do I deal with chronic pain? Okay, chronic pain's a real deal. So I can speak to that. So if you remember, I had the herniated disc, right? I had that herniated disc for about 2 years. I couldn't walk. It was debilitating. I atrophied. I was twisted. I was broken, right? Again, what I had to do was truly admit my powerlessness to it. I didn't have the ability to fix it, right?
My monkey milk.
Here. I didn't have the ability to fix
Daddy.
it. Yeah. Okay. I was struggling, and yet
Hold monkey milk at this.
and self-will had me thinking that I could muscle through it, and I could get through it, and I couldn't. And I suffered for a couple years with this pain that I did everything I thought, if I move this way, if I do that, if I skate through it, if I surf through it, if I stretch, if I do this, if I do that. And at a certain point, it came down to me just straight up asking God for help. And I know that's a little bit more spiritually based than actually like it doesn't seem practical. But what I learned in that process was this. I realized that how I was asking God for help with my back was in the negative. It was saying, God, I have this problem, I want it relieved. God, I have this problem, I want it relieved. And that problem just wouldn't go anywhere because the way that I was asking, spiritually speaking, for help wasn't in the solution. It wasn't until this one day that I woke up and I was like, instead of asking God for help, I thanked God for the journey of my recovery. I projected myself into the future and I prayed from that space in the future where I was healed, right? So that morning I woke up and I prayed to God. I said, God, thank you for the journey of my recovery. Thank you for the steps it took me to be healed. Thank you for healing me. And one of the things that I think that human beings tend to do is take this turning our will and our lives over to the care of God, right? So chronic pain, right? So we admitted we were powerless over chronic pain. Our lives had become unmanageable by chronic pain. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. So maybe what we're doing, and again, I don't know what your situation is we're trying the same thing over and over and again and expecting different results. Yeah, you go get it. And we're not getting any better results, which is the chronic nature of it all. So if you can admit that you're in this cyclical thing, and again, remember the mind. The mind has incredible power to heal the body, but the mind gets stuck in the loop, dude, right? The mind gets caught in the self-talking mind. The mind's sitting there. So again, going back to my mind would just told me what I was going to lose and I was never going to get out of this. And victim consciousness 101. Step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him, right? Well, when you turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand him, you're in the affirmative. You're not putting conditions on it. And again, is you're not putting any conditions on to how you're going to receive this help for your situation of pain, right? You realize that you have to get into the affirmative with God and be like, all right, God, like I got this situation, break my neural net within my mind, train my mind to perceive reality differently. So the minute I did that, I remember I woke up, I couldn't walk. I was like atrophied, I couldn't walk. And I was like, I woke up that day, I thanked God for the journey. I prayed in total gratitude for the journey it took to get me better. That began me on an affirmative journey in God's grace, right? It began me on this journey of recovery. So wait a second. I'll get back to you. I'll go back to that. So what I did is I walked to the top of this like hill. It was like a mile. And I just made myself walk up there. And I started doing this every day. I was like, I'm going to make it to the top of this hill every day. And then like and every day I would wake up and I'd pray in the affirmative. I'd thank God for the journey and I would thank God for this pain that I was experiencing, right? I was thanking God because I thanked God that I had healed, right? And then like about 2 weeks into it, my buddy called me and he's like, dude, you got to call this doctor, right? Dr. Kim. He's like, you got to call this doctor. And I was like, all right, right? Because I'm waiting, I'm letting God guide me now. I'm not in resistance. I'm not asking questions. My buddy Jason calls me. He's like, hey, you got to call this Dr. Kim. And I go, okay, I call Dr. Kim. And he's like, all right, come and meet me in the Pacific Palisades. And I go, okay. And he's like, so Dr. Kim begins me on this process of training new muscles within my body to fire. He's like, look, dude, you can't cure your herniated disc. It's herniated. What we need to do is get the muscle stronger so that around the nerve that's hitting your herniated disc. That's what's going on. He's like, there's your herniated disc is hitting the nerve in your back. We can't fix it. It's unfixable. But what we can do is we can train your mind to automatically fire a new neural net to your back to get all sorts of muscles to fire differently and get a whole new muscle group to protect your nerve in your spine from hitting your herniated disc. And I was like, okay, I just went with God sent me this dude, right? And in the beginning, it was like medieval torture. This dude had to break up all my muscles because I was so atrophied that the problem I had was the herniated disc, but I had to get past all of my human conditions that I had suffered through, right? See, the human mind and the human body will adapt and suffer. The human mind and the human body will, so my body just adapted for like around those muscles to keep me moving. And then when those muscles stopped working and atrophied, it adapted new muscles. So 2 years later, I'm in this totally broken situation because my human body, based upon my circular logic of godliness about this situation and this hopelessness about it, had totally thrown my entire body out of whack. So Dr. Kim came in and broke down my body. And this, just use this metaphor for sobriety or whatever it is. I had to break down all my atrophied self, all my atrophied muscles, and I had to begin to train my mind to fire off new groups of muscles. And then I had to train those muscles to fire automatically without me thinking about it. So again, I know if you're in a chronic pain situation, it may seem hopeless, but it doesn't have to be, because we're living in a self-creating reality. That's a lot of what sobriety is we've created a reality where we suffer with drugs, alcohol, food, gambling, all these things. So let me just go back and read some of these comments where a child of God was there. I did that too. I said, thank you for giving me my sister back prior to it happening, and thank God for, yep, that's it. Thoughts on being a dry drunk, dude. Sounds horrible, dude. Jesus Karim, dry drunk sounds like the most miserable existence on the planet, dude. What's the point of being dry if you're not going to get to the solution? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you stop taking the medication that was that was masking the problem and just live in the problem? Dry drunk is basically you living in the problem with no medication. Sobriety is about removing the mask, which is the alcohol, the drugs, and then solving the problem that made you drink in the first place. So being a dry drunk is essentially just living in pain without taking the solution, which is super simple when you get to it. It's some work and it's the thing. So if you're dry, you got the hardest part over because you're not drinking. Now just do the real warrior's work and go join the fellowship and clear out your closet of darkness and allow yourself to get to the solution, because there absolutely is a solution, but it's about facing the reasons why you're blocked from God. That's why you turn your will and your life over to the care of God, and then you go do step 4 and 5 so that you can unblock yourself, which is basically breaking down all your muscles, and that's where you get to this, back to the solution. So let's see, and then thanks. Yeah, if I have either Delana with the. Yeah, you got to switch to the positive. That's all I really know to do for sure. And again, look, the one thing that you'll do when you switch to the positive and you let God guide you, the people that are supposed to help you will show up. Because God communicates through other people. I didn't cure my back out of just thin air. I allowed God to send Dr. Kim into my life. And Dr. Kim showed up into my life. And because I knew that God sent him, I didn't question what he had me doing. I was like, whatever you need me to do, Dr. Kim, I'll do it because God sent you, because I'm on a journey with God right now. It's just like the Blues Brothers, dude. Remember the Blues Brothers, dude? I'm on a mission from God, dude. So, like, it's sort of like that, dude. All right. Fellow California here, I feel things here have gotten too wicked, and so I'm moving. Just wondering how much, if any, thought about moving and where you would like. Dude, moving's not the answer. That's just a geographic escapism, dude. Whatever the problem is, it will follow you. If you think California is the problem, that's not the problem, dude. It's the perception. Yeah, California, like in 2020, dude, or 21 or whatever, wherever we are on this. And again, you might have a divine reason why you're moving. Who am I to interfere? I'm just saying is escapism doesn't solve the problem. Whatever the problem is with California is somewhere else too, dude. It's your inability to deal with the problem that causes you to think that moving. Like, I know for sure, like, there's greener pastures over there, but until I solve the problem of this pasture, I don't really, it's sort of irresponsible for me to just keep moving to away from the problem, if you know what I mean. So let me get to the next one here. Inner solution. It's always an inner solution, but it's always an inner solution, but you've got to get past yourself. The thing that keeps people in pain is themselves. It's not God, it's you, it's me. I'm the one who hurts myself. It's not anything else. It's not the system. It's not the state I'm in. It's not California. It's me. I'm always the one inflicting pain on myself because I will revert to self-will unless I remember that God's running the show. I got to constantly go through step 1, 2, and 3 all the time. Moment by moment, day by day, week by week, year by year. It doesn't matter. I always got to remember that I'm powerless. This is unmanageable. I got to realize that I'm insane, and then I got to turn it all over to God. I have no control over the outside world. That's all God. All I have is the ability to tap in with God and let me be of service, right? Having had a spiritual awakening, we practice these principles in all of our affairs, which allows me to be a freedom fighter, which allows me to walk into these city halls, which allows me to do all the things I do because I've had a spiritual awakening and I practice these principles in all of my affairs. What's up, Bird?
Are you signing off?
Nope, I'm doing my thing. What's going on?
6:53.
All right, we're doing great. You need some more monkey milk? Water?
I'll get it.
Are you getting air?
No.
And all right, next, let's see, what do we got?
I'm sweating.
Bro, awesome seeing you at the beach. I was the tall, skinny, blonde kid. Hey, that was good seeing you. That was a super rad day the other day. It really was, dude. Diamond souls across the way, dude. Yeah, that was a real nice day. We had a great day at the beach. That was fun. Some surfing, the whole thing. Let me see. I would be dumb to say where I am currently living. The entire area is run down, tent city. Crime and drugs are more common than greeting your neighbor with a friend. I get it. I get why we move. I'm just saying is that problem, right? The problem is of acceptance, right? And I don't mean like doormat acceptance. Is like until you've prayed and forgiven that problem and done the work on why you're living in that problem, you probably just end up in a new place with the same problem. See, that's the trick with this situation here is you can move wherever you want and do whatever you want, but until you've forgiven and done the work and realized why you're in the situation you're in, odds are you're just gonna recreate it somewhere else. It's like the whole thing with like dating and girlfriends and boyfriends and all that kind of stuff. Most people just have a relationship with the same person with a different face over and over and over again till they realize why they pick that person that hurts them or they hurt, dude. Can you give my roommate John a shout out? John, 1 year sober, dude. Let me just do that just a second. Hey, Isaiah Approach, let's give John big shout out. Big shout out for a year. This sip of coffee's for you, John. 1 year. God bless you, brother. Had a 2-day relapse over 10 days ago after 60 plus days sober and wait. Here we go. We got some info here. Matt, 2-day relapse over 10 days and after 60 days sober and a 30-day stint in rehab. I have, cancel. Wait, hold on. And dang, wait, this is a little harder to do on this one. I have been clean since, but my brother found out about my relapse and now refuses to speak. Okay, look, that's again is once bitten, twice shy, dude. You have to give the respect to your brother. He cares, and this is tough love, dude. And what your brothers had to go to mending. Dude, mending relationships is way deep in the thing, dude. See, look, the reason you relapsed is because you're not doing this, dude. You will always, if you think you can just muscle through it with some rehab and some white knuckling and this and that, that's not the problem. The problem isn't the whatever you were doing. The problem is not doing the work because, so look, dude, to get with you, my brother, is step nine. Step 9 is making amends to people. Step 9 is made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Look, the concept of making it right with other people isn't about you. It's about them. And that's why all of this goes wrong. Like, you don't need to worry about your brother right now. What you need to do is to do what they call a living amends, which is just go get your life together, do the work, be of service to other people, and show your brother that it matters. Because your brother probably loves you and cares about you and is super worried about you and doesn't want to co-sign your demise. So absolutely, you should be grateful that your brother cares enough about you kind of not to talk about it to you right now. I know it seems ridiculous, but again, and then just the reminder of this, my brother, is do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. So you just start over. But again, if you're not doing this and you're not getting into this, you're gonna constantly be on the rehab, recycle, retread thing. So, that's up to you. It's like how long do you want to suffer, man? Smiley Wileys, thank you. His belief about what your situation is. Look, there's one of the 4 agreements is his opinion of you is none of your business, dude. Yeah, no worries, Matt. It's again is you don't worry about your brother, dude. When you finally get the sunlight of the spirit inside of you and you start being of service, your brother's gonna just be like, finally, you've gotten back. You got to remember, like, you're not who your brother knows. The addict in the early stages of all this stuff, who's still caught in the webs of the whole thing, that's not the person that the loved one knows, dude. You do understand that that's not truly who you are. 10 days after a relapse, after 60 days, after 30 days, like, you don't know who you are. So your brother probably knows. Yeah, the 4 agreements. Yeah, so again, is just go work on yourself, get with the sponsor, do the work, let your brother have his peace, dude. Again, odds are you're a giant pain in the ass, dude. Not to make fun, but you are. Like, we're drug addicts and alcoholics. We're giant pains in the asses, dude. We're super selfish. We're super about ourselves, and we're just giant energy voids. And we just tend to suck people in, and they're defenseless and they're codependent or whatever. And we use them so that we can, yeah, right, Matt? Of course you are, dude. We all are, dude. We're not addicted because we're not pains in the asses. That's half the reason that we're addicted to stuff, is because it's hard to be who we are because we don't like who we are. That's what all this work is about, is learning to love yourself, dude. The first person you got to let in is God, and let God love you. And then you realize that why would you have let God love you if you weren't going to love yourself, dude? And then you go through all this work and you make peace with all of your demons and problems and character defects and all your stuff. And then you go clean up the wreckage of your past in step 9. And then step 10, you just constantly update your program, and you learn to love yourself. And when you love yourself, other people will love you back. Like, you got to remember, like, the weird thing is people can't truly love you if you don't love yourself. And that's hard for people that love you, but then again, they're trying to tell you that you're not really who you are anyhow, so get over yourself. What else we got here? What else we got? What's going on, Bethel? Let's get some, what else? We're doing good on you guys guiding the program here. I took the bright side. At least we can pinpoint the addictions we have, and I see others suffer with less obvious addictions like fame. Dude, you want to be miserable, dude? Get whatever you want without God, right? So drinking in moderation is a cop out then? No. Unless if you're normal, my hat's off to you, dude. Like, plenty of people drink and smoke weed and do some recreational drugs, and it's not a problem. Me, I suffer from an allergy, dude. I got a malady of the spirit, dude. I have a God-sized hole, dude. So when I drink, dude, it's off to the races. So if you're just a teetotaler, dude, like, and be stoked, be grateful, but odds are it's something else. It might not be alcohol, it might be Oreo cookies, dude. Like, someone got a hold of me today, said that due to this thing they're dealing with their weight issues, right? Most people don't understand, and again, I don't, because I'm a skinny guy, but imagine the debilitating world you live in if you have weight issues, that you don't get loaded and pass out and like be like, oh, like you're in it for real, and it's just this loop. So again, is alcohol might not be your problem, dude. And again, it's not my problem, it's my solution. So again, we're trying to figure out what makes us tick, why we're unhappy here, why we're unhappy with ourselves, so that we can just let God fulfill our lives with just abundance and joy and grace and freedom. So it's not really, if you get caught up in the actual substance, you're almost missing the ride. You know what I mean? Like, because everything in small doses, and I mean everything. It's not how the alcoholic addict works, dude. You seen the Legos in my house? Nothing's in small doses, dude. That's coming from a non-alcoholic addicted mind. Like, the addict doesn't have that gear. It's all or nothing, baby. It's we can be our own enemy at the well, that's usually when we are our own enemy, dude. That's extreme to the next with us addicts. Yeah, dude, there's nothing mellow going on here, dude. There's half measures will avail you nothing, dude. So it's the I'm a workaholic. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's great unless you got kids. You know what I mean? And again, yeah, that's a real problem, especially it's all spectrum. We're at each end of Yeah. No, it's what do they say? It's like only the alcoholic judges people from the gutter. Only the alcoholic judges you from the gutter, man. So what do we got here? I think we're gonna cut this one a little bit short just because it's like kind of a different vibe, dude. But I mean, look, dude, look at what this alcoholic's doing, dude. I'm here watching people like jump their bikes, dude, because I've gotten my life back, dude. Right? It's not easy. I share that constantly. There's nothing easy going on here, dude. The world's gone mad. But you know what? It's I just go right. I got the God grant me the power to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the different. Yeah, it's totally worth it, dude. That's right. Like we're not here by accident, dude. Again, on the sober thing, I know that many of us try to solve the problem of this life here with our stuff, our substances and this, but we're not here by accident. That's why you need to get sober. Not for any other reason, but to help someone else. There's somebody moving through time and space right now that you can save their life if you save your life right now. Do you realize how powerful you are as a human being? Like that if you actually pull your life out of the dumpster fire right now and get serious and have that spiritual awakening where you're of service to others, you get to save somebody else's life. And that's what we're doing here. We're in the business of saving lives, dude. This is no snake oil sales. Like we will really dedicate our reality to go help someone, dude. And so with that said, look, mental health's a pretty serious problem, man. There's a lot of people suffering right now. If you're out there suffering and you feeling suicidal or whatever it is, please call a suicide prevention hotline. Please seek help. Please talk to someone. Your life's important, man. This too shall pass. And ultimately, look, anywhere where you are, United States of America, dude, Central Office AA, just type in your city, Central Office AA. You'll get a 1-800 number. You'll get a list of meetings. And there's somebody there like me that they're more than dedicated to help you. So with that said, we're going to cut this one a little bit short. And we'll be back here next Wednesday. So everybody just take care of each other, use the phones, reach out, don't sit alone. Isolation is our enemy. And we all got to have love for each other. And the first person that you got to have love for is yourself. Even if you can't love yourself, you can pick up the phone and let someone else love you, dude. Because there we go. Wait, we got the suicide prevention number. It's 1-800-273-82. What's that? 55. 1-800-273-8255. Call that number. Someone will help you. Look, dude, if you're suffering over in Australia or New Zealand, dude, please just call somebody, dude. Like we're all in this together, man, and every life's important, dude. And I mean that in a spiritual, like sunlight of the spirit sense, dude. Don't discount yourself out. Don't write yourself off, because this drunk 11 years ago didn't know there was going to be this little dude rallying.
6 2 3.
Yeah, 6, bro. We have no idea what God has in store for us. So please give yourself the chance.
Daddy, I'm gonna
Dude,
still ride whenever you
imagine.
Daddy, when are you wrapping up?
No, do you want to ride some more?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride.
Okay. Look,
How about whenever I'm done riding, you can stop?
Okay.
How
Look,
about
if I don't get sober or I kill myself or I do anything, like Owl's never born. Owl's never born if I don't get sober, dude. Think about that. Think about what you might be preventing from being on this planet radiating just love and beauty, dude. This dude gets up every day stoked. Don't you, Bird? I've never seen him get up bummed, ever. He doesn't suffer my condition, dude.
Daddy, how about you do a whole live stream and I'll tell you whenever I'm done, and then you can can wrap up the live stream whenever I'm done writing.
Okay, I'm just gonna wrap up right now, but you can keep writing. Go keep
No,
writing.
I want you to talk about it. 7:10.
You want me to keep yapping? Dude, I don't
Yeah.
think I have enough battery power. Dude. I think I'm about to run out of power.
Okay.
So why don't you get back
How
out
about
there?
you wrap it up and then you go wait for me to be done.
My manager, dude. My manager just tells me what to do, dude. He's, yeah. But we're all lucky now, dude. I have him as son. He's the blessing, dude. I'm just the fumbling drunk, dude, that just fell backwards into the blessings of God. That's what it is. So on the way out the door, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Good night. God bless.